My latest zine is now available to download and distribute. I'll give the link again at the end. This is the first zine I've ever redesigned. The original version was made by Panday Shining, the League of Filipino Students, Jews Against White Supremacy, and One Big Fight for Human Rights and Democracy. Oops, I forgot this one. Kabatan Party List. I apologize if I messed up any of those names. I find this zine inspirational. Lots of information, brave statements, bold font and images. I like the use of white space. However, I can barely read it. My printer can't handle how small the font is, which renders it, at least on a letter-size page, tragically unable to share its message and information, other than the bold title piquing my curiosity. I've been passing out a lot of mini-zines about Palestine and Israel, and I really wanted this one to get its message out, so I took the liberty of remixing it. In zine culture, there is a lot of emphasis on anti-copyright and low price, meaning anything is fair game and the creators just want to get the information out. So I really hope the creators of this zine, if they ever see this, see it as a compliment that I like this zine so much that I wanted to make it a little more accessible for those who don't have a fantastic printer or great eyesight. My goals were to make it easier to print, easier to read, even though it cost some of the nice layout. I know, that's still really small font. I tried to preserve the bold images and text, mostly sacrificing white space. I reduced the word count on each page, and I added quotes from the report by South Africa, which lays out a very clear case of genocide. I typed up everything, then whittled it down as much as I could. The process reminded me of Blaise Pascal and others saying they would have written a shorter letter if they'd had more time. Reducing text is really hard, but it's probably easier if you didn't write the original because you're not in love with every word. Also, can we just recognize how fast the creators put this zine together? They made it between Israel's response to the October 7th attack and before the October 23rd protests they were mentioning, so I hope they were able to distribute a ton of these. I know what it's like to have a passion project and produce a zine in a short time. Both my Christian views and Jewish voices on Israel and Palestine were made in one day each. They're not the prettiest thing I've ever made, but I really hope since I've given out about 100 of them between Christmas and New Year, they're making a difference to someone. I think it's critical to reach out to religious communities, especially in my home state of Texas, because this is where a lot of the most rabid support for Israel's war lives. Trigger warning for those with religious trauma.
There is no middle ground in this conflict. You're either for the Jewish people or you're not.
But a speech pathologist in Pflugerville says the state is trying to silence her right to free speech. May 2017.
Any anti-Israel policy is an anti-Texas policy.
Governor Greg Abbott signs an anti-boycott, divestments, and sanctions bill into law, prohibiting state agencies from doing business with companies that boycott Israel.
So you can't speak negatively about this country in our country. Makes sense.
Governor Greg Abbott traveled to Israel to offer Texas's support in the war against Hamas.
I have plans for yet another remix inspired by visiting the Sherwood Forest Zine Library for the first time this past weekend. I hope to share more about that later. In the meantime, please download and distribute this zine. I value other creators' feedback, so let me know what you think about the original, the new one, what I can do better. I'm brand new to design stuff and to zines, so definitely I'm embracing the learner mindset. I took a years-long break from social media, so I'm still not familiar with how to give links on all the different platforms I'm on, so here it is on the screen. I know it's like a lot of letters and numbers to write down. I'm just doing what I can, and I hope you will too. So check links in my bio if that's a thing on whatever platform you're seeing this on. It's a rough world. Please think about how you can use your words to help heal the world and yourself. Maybe that's through making and distributing zines.